All right, guys, winter is wrapping up and spring and summer is just around the corner. And that means a lot more people are going to be getting out on the water, fishing and boating. So in this video, I want to go over my 17-foot Carolina skiff. So if you're interested in Carolina skiffs or small skiff boats or thinking of getting a boat, save this video and watch, because I'm going to go through the whole thing from beginning to end. No, I'm not sponsored by Carolina Skiff or any of the companies or brands that I may talk about or any of this stuff. This is just my personal boat. I love to fish, and I bought this, I think, about 5 years ago. I've got a lot of experience on it, both freshwater and saltwater here in Florida. So I'm going to go over some of the pros and the cons, specifically of the Carolina Skiff JV17, but also just these size boats in general. All right, so first thing is the year of the boat. You can see here, this is a 2013, okay? So that means this boat is about 12 years old. I bought it sometime, I think, around 2020. So like I said, I've had it about 5 years now. It's equipped with a Suzuki 40 horsepower 4-stroke. And just to be clear here, this is the model we're looking at, JV17, Carolina Skiff JV17. All right, so I found this boat listed on Craigslist. I believe it was listed for around $10,000, and I got it for $9,000. It only had one previous owner, and the gentleman I bought it from was retired from the Coast Guard. So he had some boating experience. He kept it in pretty good shape. He just said they just didn't use it much, right? It just sat in the garage. So when I first saw it, it was almost like showroom condition. I've beat it up quite a bit, but that's what I paid, $9,000, and that was for the boat, the motor, even the trailer. Okay, it came on this nice aluminum trailer, all right, which also has the fold-in tongue here. So that means if it's too long for your garage or something like that, you can pull this pin and flip it in. It also came with the trolling motor on the front here. He installed this Minn Kota Riptide. That's a 12-volt trolling motor. It has a dedicated trolling motor, or excuse me, it has a dedicated trolling motor battery and onboard charger right in here in the front hatch. And here's your plug for the charger. What else? Okay, he also had a depth finder or fish finder installed on it, just like this one. I've since upgraded that. He had a Humminbird before, and I got a larger Humminbird with a little bit more details, because I like to do a lot of crappie fishing, speck fishing. Okay, so that's how much I paid for the boat, $9,000. I think I got a pretty good deal. I mean, I was happy with it, and I know boat prices have really risen a lot over the years. And when we took it in for the first service, okay, and we actually read the hours on this, it literally was only about 40 hours. In fact, it hadn't even gone through the entire break-in period for the outboard engine. Now let me go over some of the performance, some of the features of the boat, now that you know how much I paid. So as you can see in the layout here, this is a center console skiff. It has a very, very small console, right, with a bench seat right down here. I've taken the cushion off, and then two pedestal seat posts, one in the front and one in the back. These are the swivel seats, and you can remove the posts if you want. These are fantastic if you like to sit when you're fishing, which I do and my dad does, especially when we're freshwater fishing. One of the reasons we really like this boat is because it has a large open kind of deck design. So you can see here in front of the console, you've got a lot of room up here. We've done gator hunting out of this, shark fishing, all kinds of stuff. Plenty of room to pull in critters, net fish, maneuver, and still have room for coolers and things like that. All right, so now I flipped the camera. I want to go over some of the hatches in the storage, because that's one area that I think this boat is lacking. It's a fairly small boat, but let me just show you. So up front here, you have this large enclosed front deck with two access hatches. Now, I'm going to open these up here just to kind of show you guys, you really don't have a ton of room. You can see the hull of the boat sloping up here. So I only have about, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches up here. And then here in the back, it's enough to hold the trolling motor battery and the onboard charger. I've got a net in there, some other things. But this is not watertight storage. You're going to get water that leaks right around here and here. This is not sealed. So, you know, although it's going to reduce water, it's not going to keep the water completely out. You're definitely going to get some moisture and stuff like that up front. In the middle seat here, you actually have a flip-up seat, and then inside here is a small storage hatch or a cooler. You can see the drain plug right down there. We don't use it for a cooler because I don't think it's insulated, so ice melts much faster in here than it would just a regular cooler. All right, next you have the actual center console hatch. So you just have one big clip door here, and it opens up. This is actually, in my opinion, probably the most watertight hatch on the boat, because there's really nowhere for the water to get in from the top. The only time water can get in is down here underneath. Anyway, fair amount of storage in there. We've got a big, utility box with all of our safety equipment. I've got tackle boxes, I've got buoys for marking brush piles. I got a little chum bucket, stuff like that. So you could definitely fit some stuff in here. We also have a little pouch here we can put keys and stuff like that in. Fair amount of storage there. All right, along the back here, you have this large bench seat, and this is your large bench hatch where we keep our life jackets. So let me open that up. Again, you can see it's not watertight. You can see where moisture and stuff's been accumulating. No big deal, but we keep 4 life jackets in here. That's exactly what the boat is rated for. You can see here, 4 persons or 980 pounds. So that holds 4 life jackets, full-size adult life jackets, no problem. You could probably fit 5 or maybe even 6 in there if you really squeezed them in. All right, now this boat does not have an internal fuel tank. That's another reason we wanted it. You hear horror stories about the internal tanks, the ethanol, things like that. All right, with an external tank like this, it makes it a lot easier. If I need to fill up some gas, I could just take this tank right out. There's a 6-gallon tank in here, and yes, it will come out of this hatch. You just have to tilt it sideways. Now, this boat with that 40 horsepower 4-stroke, I get some really, really good gas mileage. I've never actually tested the gas mileage to see exactly what it is, but I know I can fill up that 6-gallon tank, for 20 bucks, and that will last me literally maybe 2 full weekends of fishing. So if me and my dad go fishing all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then again the next Saturday and Sunday, maybe, I don't know, 20 to 25 hours on the water, half of that, maybe running the boat, trolling, that 6-gallon tank will last. All right, now for performance and top-end speed, the fastest I've ever gotten this boat, according to the onboard GPS here, which is accurate as far as I know, is 30 miles an hour, all right? That's if you have a tailwind and you're packed really, really light. Typically, with 2 people and gear, maybe just moderate wind, a light chop on a lake or inshore waters, you're gonna be getting around 26 to 27 miles an hour. And almost forgot to do this hatch. This is one of my favorite things about the boat, and that is a live well, right? So right here you have a decent size rectangular shaped live well. It does have the intake here, so it'll draw in fresh water, and that's connected with a switch right up there. This thing is excellent for both keeping your bait alive if you're fishing with shiners or something like that, but also if you're culling fish or you need to do some catch and release, this live well will aerate really, really fast and recirculate oxygen, making your catch and release rates much better. All right, so let me go over my favorite things about my Carolina skiff, and then I'm gonna switch to my least favorite things. All right, favorites. My first favorite thing is the aluminum Continental trailer. This thing is very reliable. I haven't had to do anything to it except for replace the jack stand right here, which got bent because of me. Okay, next is the trolling motor. Now, not necessarily this specific trolling motor, but just the trolling motor to boat size ratio. This is a 12-volt, 55-pound thrust trolling motor, and under a normal charge, this thing is powerful enough to throw this boat around really, really nice. You can get hours and hours on the water, and it's very powerful. All right, next is the swivel seats. I absolutely love these things, and so does my dad. They're great on your back, and I'm getting old. All right, and next would be the Suzuki. This 40 horsepower Suzuki, we have not had any problems with, knock on wood. We've done our own maintenance on it. I've changed the spark plugs, I've changed the oil filter, I've changed the lower unit oil, and I've changed the prop. All of that stuff I just looked up on YouTube, kind of taught myself, had my dad help me. If I can do it, anyone can do it, but this thing has been extremely reliable. All right, now let me go over a couple things I don't like. First of which is the location of these cleats. So I've got a cleat right here, and there's another one directly across. These are the 2 cleats at the front of the boat. Why don't I have a cleat up here, right? There should be a cleat up here so I can anchor straight back. If I'm tying off to one of these, I'm almost always angled. All right, next thing I don't like is this. See how short that is? See how short these gunnels are? Very, very low to the water on this particular JV17 model. You're sitting low. I wish it was just a little bit higher gunnels. Guys, I'm running out of time on the video, but the other things I was gonna mention that I dislike is the rod holders, rod storage. I've only got 3 on this side and 3 on that side. Otherwise, there's really nowhere else to put rods. If you lay them right here, your walkway space here is very narrow. So it means walking on the sides of the console, get a little squirrely, a little tippy. Overall, it's a fantastic boat. It's excellent for freshwater. It is also very good for inshore saltwater. This thing can handle anything up to a 1 to 2 foot chop with moderate wind. You will get a little bit wet, but it's still a great fishing boat. It's very, very economical. I hope this video helps. Please save it. Please follow. If you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll answer it. Good luck, good fishing this season, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.